With strong hearts, we can let go of our protective outer shells and open up to ordinary miracles.
The whole idea of a birthday for the trees, it's almost bizarre, but in like a really wonderful way. It's wild to me that we as Jews have this holiday built into our calendar. It's kind of easy to take trees for granted. We not only acknowledge the importance of trees, we go like a step further and we celebrate that.
I love trees. It's always nice to be reminded about the sanctity of life and the beauty of trees in particular.
Every tree was excited, tossing their branches in glorious enthusiasm like worship. No wonder the hills and groves were God's first temples, and the more they are cut down and hewn into cathedrals and churches, the farther off and dimmer seems the Lord himself.
Standing like a tree with my roots stuck down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to me. Standing like a tree with my roots stuck down, my branches wide and open. Come down the rain, come down the sun, come down the fruits to a heart that is open to me. Standing like a tree.
Trees give so much life. They're this spiritual being that we get to interact with.
The Kabbalists said, "One who enjoys a fruit without offering a blessing is considered a robber, because she robs the fruit's guardian angel of the divine energy it needs to produce more fruit." As you taste the fruits, eat slowly, savoring every bite. And remember to love the tree from which you eat.
I think that we're really lucky as Jews to have this holiday cycle as these really important nodes throughout the year to kind of bring us back to the essential earthly connection.
I really liked the ritual of eating the fruits and blessing them beforehand. It reminds people where your food comes from, that it comes from earth, that it is sacred. It made me appreciate such common things as fruit that I take for granted.
Welcome to our Tu B'Shvat Seder. This is a holiday that represents the Jewish New Year of the trees. Originally, around 2,000 years ago, it was the day that people paid taxes on their trees. And the way that we are interpreting it tonight is based in a Kabbalistic interpretation, so a Jewish mystic interpretation. As we go through the Seder, we will be traveling together through the four worlds that the Kabbalists basically viewed reality through, which is why there are 4 different puppets around the room representing the 4 elements.
The Kabbalists believe that the energy of our positive intentions, our blessings, could help repair the world.
According to Jewish tradition, each time we taste a new fruit, we recite a blessing. The more fruits, the more blessings, the more we can help nature heal.
In most Jewish communities, people do seders as a formality, which is a little disappointing. It's nice to see that they're making the choice to dress it up, to make it an event. It shows that you have this investment in it.
As a Jewish day school kid growing up, I know that we celebrated Tu B'Shvat, every year, but it didn't really fully blossom in my consciousness as a holiday that I loved until I was in undergrad and college. A friend of mine actually passed me the Shomrei Adamah newsletter. It's a Tu B'Shvat Seder. It's connected to the earth, and you love that kind of stuff. And there was this full Seder from soup to nuts, the whole thing in there. There's these moments that light up my Jewish environmental career, and I definitely think of that as like one of the moments that was really lit up for me.
So everyone should taste a piece of fruit that's hard on the outside and soft on the inside. Pistachios, or coconut, or clementines.
So originally, seders were how Shomrei Adamah started. My first seder was in 1988 in Philadelphia, right on the Schuylkill River.
Tu B'Shvat has a long history. But it's only in this decade that American Jews have restored it as a celebration of nature. NPR's Margot Adler has a report. Ellen Bernstein is the director of Shomrei Adamah.
I want people basically to be inspired about nature and for them to feel that they have a responsibility around it.
What does Tu B'Shvat have to do with ecology, and what does ecology have to do with God?
For Bernstein, spreading the word of Tu B'Shvat has become a mission, joining the gift of celebration with the responsibility of activism.
And it was all of these people who had no relationship to Judaism but were Jewish. And it was like, oh my God, finally, here's something I can do that interests me, that connects me to my tradition.
People who have been landless know that land is invaluable. It is worth everything. It is worth what food, clothing, shelter, and freedom are worth. It is worth what life is worth.
If you walk according to my law and keep my commandments and do them, I will give you rains in their season, and the earth will give its produce, and the trees of the field will give their fruit. You will eat your bread and be satisfied.
I brought you to this fertile land to eat of its fruit and its goodness, but you came and defiled my land. You made my gift abhorrent.
You can see there's an arc, a narrative being built. It's very lyrical. There's this moment of deep pain at one point, and then there was a moment of hope that came after it. It was really beautiful.
I like all the readings, how they mix verses from religious texts, but then also the climate science. That was interesting. I didn't expect that, but it really coincides. It coincided wonderfully with the religious text that was after it.
So this is a river. The river, corrected the rat. It's my world and I don't want any other. What it hasn't got is not worth having, and what it doesn't know is not worth knowing. Lord, the times we've had together.
As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sinners, let's go down, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sinners, let's go down, down in the river to pray.
For me, all religions are gifts to the world, not just to the people that are supposedly the inheritors of that tradition, but gifts to the whole world.
Good Lord, show me the way.
There is all this prejudice in society. I studied religion a little bit, and I always wanted to feel a bit more from the inside what it was like. I read this announcement on the internet that Jewish and non-Jewish were welcome, and I found that pretty amazing.
You could put me down as religious but not spiritual. I am effectively everybody's Orthodox in-laws.
I grew up in a Reformed temple in a Los Angeles suburb.
Well, I'm not Jewish, but my grandparents were Jewish, and I saw the poster a couple weeks ago, and I was so taken by it. I was like, well, I have to stay.
These days, half of the Jewish kids are a quarter Jewish or a half Jewish, and they don't have much connection to Judaism, but kids at Hampshire are really connected to nature and the environment.
Tu B'Shvat would be the easiest holiday to bring different people of faith or of spiritual backgrounds into, but in honesty, I haven't seen a lot of Jews reaching out to do it in that way.
It's hard. It's a very hard song.
I would really like it slower.
Okay.
Sacred music is basically what it's defined as. So there are a lot of songs we're doing that aren't sacred music, but we're making them that.
Students have been spending a month working on Tu B'Shvat. When you come together to build something together, you're creating something, it's tangible.
The nuts represent the element earth, and then the dates, avocado, and olives are the water element.
In France, community is sometimes perceived in a pretty pejorative manner, and I really learned how community could be something deeply careful and attentionate.
And these things are totally connected. Environment and sacred space. And art. It's all kind of the same dimension. It's like creating the temple, right? Building the temple in Torah was the first time people stopped complaining.
Everything that I love about the connection between caring about the earth and caring about our own souls, everything was there in the room.
A community in song, in history, in food, the intimacy of the conversations. It feels like you're in the arms of an ancestry and of a tradition.
Even if our mouths were as full as the song of the sea, and our tongues as full of praise as the waves, we could still not thank you enough for even one of the thousands of thousands and myriads of goodness.
I'm interested in how you reach people around environmental stuff, period.
16 of the 17 warmest years ever recorded on Earth have occurred since 2001. Record floods have occurred from Pakistan to Queensland to the Mississippi. Record drought from the steppes of Russia to the Texas plains. Half the wetlands are gone. 90% of the large predator fish are gone. Species are disappearing at rates about 1,000 times faster than normal.
I really believe in the power of celebration and holidays to mobilize people and excite them and inspire them and help them remember what we're doing here on this planet.
A lot of my work focuses on stopping fracked gas infrastructure.
Plant your roses straight and long, season them with prayer.
I particularly enjoy addressing that issue through music. Last year, we stopped a major fracked gas pipeline that was supposed to go through Massachusetts and New Hampshire, and that has still been a major source of hope for me. This past semester, I was a youth delegate to the UN climate negotiations in Morocco. I'm just imagining what it would look like to do this kind of seder at the UN conference.
It's easier to act from a place of gratitude than from a place of despair, I think, when it comes to protecting the environment.
Hope is the belief that what we do matters, even though how and when it may matter, who and what it may impact, are not things we can know beforehand.
It's important to celebrate what we still have. And to also remind us everything that we are grateful for now is at risk of being taken away.
Here is the secret of secrets. When we acknowledge every pleasure of this world, blessings pour from the heaven above.
It was so powerful.
I wanted just to come back.
I'm just excited to continue the tradition from years to come and to be a part of that chain.
I really feel like these young people get to come in and stand on everybody else's shoulders, and so I feel like they're learning really fast. So there's a ton of hope for me there.
It made me want to, just learn more than anything. There is no place I would rather be than right here, right now.